sports.
All right, it may be time to get defensive about getting back to a winning record. After all, that is the goal, isn't it? First up, you need a slugging second baseman. There is also the need to make constant contact. You never know what might happen. Tonight, the ATL looks to JJ to show the way to get over the top. Did I say JJ? Come on, boys. Atlanta, Arizona, let's play. Monument Valley, glad to have you back with us here in the great state of Arizona tonight. Downtown Phoenix, it's the finale of a mini two-game series. Wish they were here longer. The Atlanta Braves going toe-to-toe with the Arizona Diamondbacks. All the action is on Fox Sports Arizona. Glad to have you with us this evening. Taking a look at the standings for these Arizona Diamondbacks and trying to creep back up at least to the base of Mount 500 before they start climbing. And climbing, you got to get to the top of Mount 500 before you can make a difference. You could just see an awful long way from up there. You know, at least you can see the teams ahead of you.
It's a very good view from up there, but they still got a ways to go to get there.
You know this guy. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you back at the ballpark with us. A fun pitching matchup tonight because inside of the Braves locker room today, all they were talking about after watching the video was Josh Colmenter. They don't know what they're in for. Even watching the video, you were the color analyst in his Major League debut. What did you see?
Well, they're in for, if you will, a special delivery because nobody comes more over the top than this young man, Josh Colmenter. It's painful to watch, but that's the way he learned to do it, and he showed the Los Angeles Dodgers that he means business. He came up and he pitched out of the bullpen, and he did so well in the bullpen, Darren. They said, you have to take the ball and be one of our starters. He did it in Dodger Stadium, and he threw 6 shutout innings.
Jair Jurgens is on the bump for the Atlanta Braves. Velocity down a bit by design. He's sinking the ball more this year.
Yeah, Jair Jurgens has always had a lot of talent. He spent a little bit of time on the DL this year, and he has come back smoking. He has now taken a couple or 3 miles an hour off his fastball, and as you said, it's because he's sinking the ball better now. Add that to a terrific slider. There's a good reason he's 5-0.
Gerardo Parra had a great night in left field. He hopes to do the same thing time and time again. He's completing the entire outfield, but it was his arm that really helped him last night.
Yeah, he threw out 2 guys at third base in the same inning. There's one. That's Chipper Jones. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, the next one, this is Dan Uggla he's going to throw out. He's a perennial all-star. They just knew they could get the third. Gerardo Parra has a cannon. He threw it right on the button, and that saved a couple of big runs for Joe Saunders and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Rare is it when you can find both sides, both corners with big arms like Upton and Parra for the Diamondbacks. Glad to have you with us. And when we come back, running wild on the base paths. It happened last night. I'm trying to remember who else did that. Maybe his skipper, the man in the dugout.
Team taking us back to 1988. Dodgers and Expos, wild pitch, and there's Kirk Gibson scoring all the way from second base. It was the game winner. We saw it back in '88, and we saw it last night as well. Ryan Roberts being aggressive on that wild pitch to tie the game up at 3 apiece. And, you know, last night we were talking to Kirk Gibson after the game. You could tell how proud he was of the play that Roberts scored on. It took him back to his play some 23 years ago.
If you watch from the overhead, you'll see that he kind of anticipated that and, you know, ran hard all the way, set himself up well, didn't anticipate that it was just going to be a one base. If you watch it, he rounded, made a great turn, and then the play's right in front of you on that play. When it happened with me, you don't listen to the third base coach.
I don't think Coach Gibson would advise that these days, not listening to the third base coach. Coming back, it's the D-backs version of the tomahawk chop. Josh Colmenter learned how to pitch throwing those tomahawks. He'll face the Braves on Fox Sports Arizona next.
Gila River Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River Casino. You can win up to $20,000 instantly. Jack in the Box. Right now, get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards, Unlimited Rewards seats. No blackout dates. Canyon Deshay as we bring you inside of Chase Field. Josh Colmenter has completed his warm-up tosses. The right-hander goes to work. Interesting way he approaches the game as he takes the baseball and the assignment. Let's take a look at his numbers thus far in the big leagues. Just one start. Gracie talked about it in the open. It was very effective. It was 6 shutout innings without a walk, 71 pitches thrown. The rest of the work has been done out of the bullpen. He had one minor league start this year. It was at Salt Lake City. He pitched very well as well.
Now he has just come up to the major leagues and, well, thoroughly dominated. See the numbers there. 1 walk in 20 innings. And the only run he has given up was a solo home run to one David Wright. That's been it.
And it was in New York. It was out of the bullpen. It was down the line off the foul pole. Glad to have you with us. Let's get going. We are underway. And a man who misses high has just about everyone with a tomahawk on their chest up on the top step. There's a lot of conversation today, spending some time in that Braves locker room, about the unique delivery of Josh Colmenter. Starting pitchers, bench players. The way he goes about his business has guys very intrigued as hitters were watching video of him, but pitchers were peering right over their shoulder.
Like, how does he do this?
Fastball over the inside corner.
That's the other thing he does. There's Derek Lowe.
He said he couldn't wait to watch
veteran.
him pitch. He couldn't wait to get out there and see. As you said, how does he do it? 1-2. Martin Prado.
And you'll see him hang around the 80s, the high 80s, if you will, anywhere from 86 to 89 mile an hour with the fastball. But he'll also get some high swings because of that unique arm angle. The ball seems to have some late drive past hitters. You could see Prado was very tardy with that pitch.
Fastball is high, and he's a strike thrower. He uses the strike zone, corners of the strike zone. The average pitcher in the big leagues, as we see this again, this delivery straight over the top, as you're saying.
Mike Fetters was like that, right over the top. Not quite as much as Colementor, but
Change
that
up.
was the change up. Prado sprawled after it and swatted it foul. So he's having a good at-bat out of the gate on Colementor, making him throw pitches. He's already thrown 6.
The average pitcher, 6 out of every 10 is a strike. He's 7 out of every 10. Be on your toes, you defense, as he goes to work to Prado. That one a changeup, and he takes low. 3-2 the count. Now, as I was telling you, there was a lot of studying going on, cramming for an exam. It's as much as I've seen a visiting team prepare for a Diamondbacks pitcher in quite some time. Fastball buried in.
There's room.
Miranda and Montero. Miguel Montero makes the play. Prado, the reigning National League Player of the Week, is retired. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Jason Hayward, Chipper Jones, then Brian McCann. We'll hear from Chipper tonight. Dan Uggla, Freddie Freeman, Alex Gonzalez, and Nate McLouth in the 8 slot. Jair Jurgens handles the bat very well for a pitcher, a very good bunter.
Colementor's last start, he had 1 3-ball count, Darren. That was to the first hitter of the game. And he had a 3-ball count here to the first hitter of the game. And that's what strikes will do. Make the opponent swing the bats.
Parra runs out of room. Sliding into that wall, ran an awful long way. They were playing Hayward to pull. Hayward, though he was pitched away in this last pitch that he fought off the other way, has been pitched in a lot this year. They've been making the young man beat him in.
Oh, he's a long, lean, sturdily built guy with long arms. He likes to get those big arms extended. They're going to try to crowd him, make him pull those arms in, something like that. Looks like there's room.
Leans over the rail. Miguel Montero with the play. Boy, there was room again. Barely this time.
You heard a big grunt from Miguel Montero. Look out, Mickey. Our cameraman down there. Nice play. Really good play.
So Montero puts it away. A couple of pop-outs to the catcher. Chipper Jones, one of the students in the library studying Colementor, takes a low strike at the knees. 0-1 the count. 278, 4 home runs, 27 batted in, doubled last night. As that one is low. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Jones. Takes a look at a couple of pitches. That was his plan. High fly ball left field. Beat him with a fastball away. 1, 2, 3. Another clean inning for the man out of Homer, Michigan. with Kelly Johnson and Ryan Roberts. As Freddie Gonzalez, he knows he's got a pitcher, well, one every 5 days, and they all are really solid. He knows he will win with his pitching. Let's take a look at the man and what he will deal with on the other side for Kirk Gibson. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Ryan Roberts at the top. Kelly Johnson bats second. Justin Upton, Stephen Drew with Chris Young. Miguel Montero followed by Juan Miranda again at first base. Gerardo Parra is in left. And Josh Colmenter 0 for 4. Jair Jurgens this season making his 7th start of the year. He's already completed a ball game. Did so on April the 26th at San Diego. And he's just simply put been great. Pitched like an all-star. He keeps pitching like this. We'll see him in the middle of July at Chase Field. Battled some injuries at the end of last year. Tried to fight his way back for the postseason. Couldn't do it. And he fires a sinking fastball. And that's the key. Ryan Roberts puts it on the ground. The defense goes to work. It has been something he has worked on. Martin Prado, Nate McLeod, Jason Hayward are in the outfield. Chipper Jones, Gonzalez, Ugla, Freeman on the infield. Brian McCann catches. But it's as if we got a preview from the likes of Derek Lowe and Chipper Jones when they talked about Jurgens, saying he's starting to get it. I mean, really get it. You know, he's made about 100 career starts. He's realizing less is more. Kelly Johnson picked up a couple of key hits yesterday, including the big hit late.
Also got an important sac bunt down. And made a great play, game-saving play on defense.
Two and 0 the count. Bouncing ball over to his left. And on in time for the out. Kelly Johnson is erased. I think it took a load off. We'll talk later about what happened before the game, but I know Brad ran into him after the game. He was starting maybe to lighten up a bit. Is that fair to say, Brad?
Yeah, as you might imagine, it was a pretty cool scene in the D-backs locker room last night, but the image that really stood with me was Kelly Johnson, his son Cole, 18 months old. He had Cole in one of those equipment carts, just pushing him around. Cole obviously having the time of his life, but Kelly had a huge smile on his face. The first time I've seen him in a long time, just unburdened. It just seemed like a lot was lifted off his shoulders last night. Just a great scene.
Thank you, Brad. Justin Upton digs in, takes a breaking ball for strike one. You will be interested to hear at some point during this ball game the thoughts of Kelly's old teammate who plays third base for the Braves, Chipper Jones. About as he saw him as a veteran. Kind of the mental makeup of Kelly. Is that one is a strike. 0-2 the count. Kelly Johnson made a phone call yesterday to Chipper Jones and said, would you like a ride to the ballpark? Chipper said, would you like to talk?
Good chance.
And the two got together yesterday before the game. 0-2 on Justin. Breaking ball down and away. There goes the helmet. Well, that was quite a spike there and quite a pitch prior to.
Every opportunity that I get, whether it's at another level or my opportunity in the fall league or even all the way back to college, I just wanted to prove people that I could get people out. Everyone that said, oh, you might not be able to get guys out in college because of the way you throw, or you might not be able to get guys out in pro ball, or he doesn't throw hard enough, or doesn't throw the stuff that we want to have. So it gives you a little bit of chip on your shoulder and a little motivation to prove everybody wrong.
Conversation you and I were able to have with Josh Colementor really when he arrived in the big leagues.
Back in Cincinnati a while ago.
And he so far has used that chip very effectively. It's a chip that doesn't burden him, though. That chip on his shoulder isn't one that holds him down. It actually lifts him up, if that's possible. Brian McCann in on his hands. Colementor won't get there. Kelly Johnson behind. Kelly has been very involved in erasing his good friend and former teammate. Quite a bit of 4-3 ground out there.
Fastball to the outside corner, strike one. Fastball right back in on the knuckles, strike two. That's what Colementor did his last start, Darren. He just was ahead of every Dodger hitter all night. Just a strike machine, but quality strikes.
He threw 58 fastballs, 44 of them for strikes. He threw 11 changeups, 8 of them for strikes. He threw 2 curveballs. They were both strikes in the game against the Dodgers. There's a changeup that misses low. 1-0 the count to Dan Uggla. Uggla below 200, has 7 home runs. A low on base of 274 this season.
Called strike with the changeup. Very impressive.
That's funny. When you talk about that, too, those 11 changeups, 8 for strikes, only 3 were swung and missed in that last outing. So he'll get some called strikes. So you follow that, folks. Changeup that came out of that same line of sight the pitch before.
That's exactly right. Right by him at the letters.
Uggla then swung at the next pitch after the changeup, thinking maybe that's what it was again.
Ooh, he just missed with the fastball in.
2-2 the count. Changeup, ground ball. Ryan Roberts. Hey! Boy, barely got him.
You better get it over there, Rhino. Dan Uggla hustles down the line about every time.
And that's been duly noted. You've been told that by several people. David Robleski and Associates, Parra, Young Upton. Roberts, we saw him a moment ago with Stephen Drew and Kelly Johnson. And then last night, this was a key play for you, Gracie. This ended the top of the inning before the Diamondbacks hit in the bottom half.
Now that would have plated another run and put the Braves up by 2. And I said it, and Joe Borowski agreed with me. He was a closer. He knows how much easier it is to save a 2-run ball game than it is a 1-run ball game. I can't see the Diamondbacks winning that game last night without that play. Well, without a lot of plays in the game, but that one stands out.
Freeman deals with a fastball that's in and off the plate. That's straight over the top delivery. Four home runs, 14 RBIs. Freddie last night was 1 of 4. Needs all National League rookies and base on balls, so he's been patient. But he doesn't wait around. I tell you, patient would not be the word to describe the Braves last night offensively. They got it going.
They swing them. Terry Pendleton, their hitting coach, pretty much let them know that Joe Saunders is going to be around the plate, and so is Josh Colementor. Get out there and get to swinging it.
0-2 the count. Fastball. Just when he might be thinking changeup, he gives him another fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Top of the second inning. Josh bounces a changeup in there. 1-2 the count. Josh pitched 2005, 6, and 7 at Central Michigan. Central Michigan University, was 24-10 in his career there. Fastball hanging around is Freeman.
A lot of foul balls. Certainly making Josh Colementor work and earn his outs.
Colementer's first year in pro ball was 2007. If you put his junior year of college together with his season in Yakima that year, first ever year, he made 29 starts combined between the two and threw nearly 200 innings. Won 15 games. Another changeup to the backstop. That one goes. And again, that's combining his junior year of college and his year in rookie ball. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of innings.
But if you come through that with flying colors, you're better for it. And he has.
No question.
Change up, belted. Justin will race it down. Lays it into the corner. So Freeman with a 2-out double. For Freddie Freeman, that's his 11th extra base hits, right up there amongst all rookies in that category.
Got a change up. Ended up a beautiful at-bat by Freddie Freeman. He just fought off a lot of tough pitches and got a change up. Gets it off the end of the bat. But down the right field line it goes, and it's a 2-out double for one Freddie Freeman. I wonder if those guys down in the bullpen like yell at Justin when he has to go over there and field a ball in the corner.
Probably not.
No?
No.
I'm talking like these guys up there.
Kick it.
Yeah,
Miss it.
Yeah. Hey, shoes untied.
Back to the screen, Alex Gonzalez.
Watch out for the pickup.
I don't think so. I mean, I wish they would. That'd be more like, I don't know, college baseball. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in college baseball. 0-1 the count.
That's true. Not very big league.
Just about straight up defensively for the veteran Alex Gonzalez. Popped it up. That will reach the seats, and that will be a souvenir down below. Alex was 3 for 4 last night, and in his last 3 weeks worth of games, he's a 300 hitter. For a guy who's getting a little bit older.
But he can still play, boy.
That's exactly right. He is, I think, at this point, overlooked as a defensive shortstop. Taken for granted maybe is the better way.
He can surprise you with his bat as well. 5 homers already this year for a shortstop.
Fastball in his kitchen.
Oh, that hurt his feelings right there. Hurt my feelings watching it. Stop it, Josh. You just stop it.
Out of Jair Jurgens. They play Stephen DePull in the infield. Chipper Jones even with the bag at third. And the fastball paints the outside corner for strike one.
Oh, this guy just has a great idea of what he's doing on the pitcher's mound. Keeps the ball down around the knees, gets a lot of ground balls, hits corners. That's a great pitch. He didn't get the call there, but that is a great backdoor slider right there.
And there you see in the outfield, they play Steven the other way. As the big fella goes to work, changeup nubbed out to Jones, who was in a few steps. And he makes the play in time for the out. Drew is way out front of that pitch. We remind you that anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase, 4 to 6 the following day. So now Chris Young. Young with 8 home runs this year. He's got 23 RBIs. Battery mate McCann sets up outside. And the slider is there. You folks noticing something about the stuff of Jurgens? It's not jaw dropping. It's strike throwing.
But it's quality strikes.
Very quality. Like that. A changeup. Jones up the ladder. Chopper to chipper. And he fires on a cross. Braves win the World Series. Andy Griffith is next.
I can't get enough of that wonderful voice of Skip Carey. I'm glad they did that down in the truck and got a.
My very small time tribute to a man who was good for baseball. You obviously worked with his father, Harry. And Skip was around, helped to mentor me when I broke in as a broadcaster. And of course, Chip sits next door now. And he's just as fun-loving as Grandpa is and his dad was.
A very good man.
Every other team in the other league. One year the Yankees come to your park. The next year you go to Yankee Stadium. No, at least
1-0 the count.
Sounds like he's geared up for interleague play, doesn't it?
Sounded like he had pulled a soapbox out a little bit already about interleague play. Interleague play begins this weekend. The Minnesota Twins come to town. These Braves go take on the Angels. Montero, did he find the hole? He did. Stayed back as long as he could anyway on a changeup, but long enough. A single for Miguel Montero.
Well, did you see what Joe Madden came out and said? I know one of your favorite managers of the Tampa Bay Rays about interleague play.
I did not.
Joe Madden has come out and said that he thinks interleague play has kind of jumped the shark, if you will, has lost its luster a bit. What do you think?
Oh, I don't think it has. I don't think it has. It's a unique part of the game.
I would love for the Arizona Diamondbacks to have a real geographic rival. According to MLB, the Diamondbacks' geographic rival is the Detroit Tigers.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. I mean, it's silly.
Juan Miranda chops that one foul.
And I think there's some good things. I think the Bay Area with Oakland and San Francisco is great stuff. Both Chicago teams, both New York teams, Texas, Houston. I think that's good stuff. Even Tampa Bay, Florida Marlins. And, of course, Arizona, Detroit.
Well, half of the dugout down there is either from Michigan or played or earned their career in Michigan, so now it makes sense. Juan Miranda, Freeman down to a knee. And to the bag he goes.
I'm with you, Joe.
Haircut. And speaking of Justin Bieber, he is all about supporting the Upton brothers. Now, earlier this week on Twitter, Justin Bieber tweeted this: "Shout out to my boys, BJ Upton 2 and Real Justin Upton. Make sure to vote for them as starters for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game." So we want you to head to Twitter and go to D-Bac's booth and retweet some stuff, because we want to get to the bottom of this. What is the connection here? Are these guys friends? Are they, what's the deal going on here? By the way, that's quite a haircut there. So guys, go to Twitter. And, last night I went to the Twitter account and I was on the Justin Bieber page, and I was about ready to follow him, but something inside me told me it was just wrong, and at the moment of truth, I couldn't follow him. So,
really?
You pulled it together, huh?
Couldn't pull the trigger on that one.
Well, we tried to get to Justin's people. He didn't want to share, as that one, Kelly Johnson nearly lost his footing, recovers very nicely. That's a fine play by Kelly Johnson. And thank you, Brad. And he retires the first out of the inning. Nate McLouth is erased. But so we tried to get to the bottom of it. We couldn't down below. We figured we'd use the World Wide Web and reach out to the platinum record man and the 10 million follower, however all that works on the internet. See if we can get the answer from the young man himself, Gracie. And I know, as Jair Jurgens takes a strike, you have officially, I don't know if you've done it through the whole web and all that stuff. I don't know if that's your
scene. No, just on our broadcast.
But you've officially challenged him in the celebrity softball game.
I want a piece. I want a piece. I want to see what this guy's all about.
So
I hear all about this, how good he was in the All-Star basketball game.
Oh, he was.
I want to see just how much he's got on the baseball field. We're about to find out. Bring it on, young man.
So you're challenging Justin, too?
Well, no, I've seen him.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't hold a candle to him.
You're challenging the other Justin, the singer.
Bieber.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got you. So Sunday, July 10th is that celebrity softball game. You're playing in it. The ambassador's playing. Luis Gonzalez. They move the fences in.
And the winner, win a dream date with Gracie. I'll be on the cover of Tiger Beat.
Well, now that'd be good.
That'd be big league, wouldn't it?
Kind of a. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would move Tiger Beat anymore.
No. Whoa.
That's more like it.
Marry her, take one for the team. No, she's a beautiful lady. Except my husband.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, boy.
That's a proposal, Gracie, and he's all right with it.
Well, I don't know.
Jair Jurgens drives it to right field. Justin Upton puts it away. And I know that we continue down this interesting road that we journey. Here's Chris Young talking about Gracie's favorite subject, Bieber fever.
There's quite a few guys in this clubhouse who actually love Bieber. I don't have nothing wrong with him. I don't really know the music, but I don't have nothing against him. I know a lot of people love him. I know JJ's a big fan of him. J-Up's obviously a huge fan of him. I think he's part of, the leader of his fan club or something like that. And Ryan Roberts, I think him and his wife listen to it all the time at home. So more power to him.
So there you have it.
Wow, I didn't really expect those three to be big Justin Bieber guys. Good for Justin Bieber. Reaching out to the veterans, the Justin Uptons. Obviously, he wants them in the All-Star game. Ryan Roberts, Tap Man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can get Justin Bieber a sleeve.
No, I don't think that's happening.
No?
No. In on the hands, lifted into left field. You know what else I don't think is happening?
What?
You on the cover of Tiger Beat.
Oh, no?
I don't see
what if I beat him in softball?
Maybe a few years ago.
have websites. Join us. Weigh in. The weigh-in Wednesdays, except for it's Thursday. Gerardo Parra digs in. Parra will be followed by Josh Colmenter. 264, a pair of homers, 10 batted in. He's walked 14 times, so his on base a respectable 341. And he puts that one on the ground. That dastardly changeup, that'll get you out front every time.
Well, you hate to make a first pitch out on a first pitch changeup, something you're not looking for. But that's exactly what Jurgens got Gerardo Parra to do. One quick out.
So now Josh Colmenter, he was allowed to hit in a couple of his relief appearances and then hit in the Dodgers game as well. 0 for 4. Hit a little bit in the minor leagues. He was 6 of 30 in his time in the minor leagues career. Never hit a homer in the minors. Hit a double, drove in about 4 runs as well. So at least was serviceable with the bat in his hands in the minors. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Well, this guy can flat out pitch. Both of them. The hitter, too.
Breaking ball, Colmenter takes 1-2 the count. Jurgens this year, as he pitches here in the 3rd inning, has given up no runs in the 1st, no runs in the 2nd, and just a single run in the 3rd this year. So he starts very strong. Topper off the plate. Chipper Jones will have to barehand. He can't do it, so Colmenter reaches. Chipper battling that torn meniscus in his right knee, playing very upright defensively.
Well, Chipper Jones had 3 choices here. He could have let it roll and try to see if it goes foul. He could have used his glove, or 3, used the bare hand. He made the worst choice of the 3. He had lots of time with Colmenter running. He could have just put a glove on it and made the play. Instead, he tried to barehand it, couldn't make the play, and Josh Colmenter, it's his first major league hit.
There it is.
Did they throw it out?
I didn't notice if they did. That is his first big league hit, as we mentioned. I'm sure they did. They were busy taking a peek at the replay. 0-1 the count to Ryan Roberts. Roberts grounded out to short back in the 1st inning. Beaten with the fastball. That one.
That was actually a mistake there from Jurgens. He put a fastball right down the middle, but it still got past Ryan Roberts. This pitch goes right to the middle of the plate, folks. But they're not mistakes when they're not hit.
Boy, is there a ton of space in left center field. Playing Roberts like a left-handed pull hitter. That one is inside. 1-2 the count. Look at that hole out there. You just know he's going to drive it to right field if it goes in the outfield. And just going back in our mind's eye, that tends to be where Roberts does drive the ball a lot that way. Jones back at 3rd.
Missed with a changeup just off the plate. Really good patience there from Ryan Roberts to take that one.
Just playing the swinging bunt by Colmenter makes you think why more teams maybe don't bunt against Chipper Jones. And maybe will we see the Diamondbacks make him play?
The Diamondbacks aren't a bunch of guys that bunt the baseball anyway. I mean, you know and I know these guys are up there. They're trying to hit balls in the seats. Up until last night, really, for the Diamondbacks to score, it usually meant a home run. I think between Don Baylor and Kirk Gibson and the rest of the staff, I think somebody finally got to him that, hey, with a couple guys on base, there's nothing wrong. I'll take a double down the line.
Roberts goes that way. Deep right field. Going back is Hayward. He's got it. They had him defensed perfectly, swinging around the other way. Want to remind all of you about Kachinko. We love it.
Yeah.
I know you folks at home will love it if you get to play. Visit Section 111 during a regular season home game. Our good friends and partners with Gila River Casinos bring you Kachinko. I'm telling you, there's a winner every time.
It's a lot of fun to play.
Oh, it's wonderful. We had a lot of fun this winter. I know you'd stop by about once a week. We'd play it with the families
the kids
together.
Over, absolutely.
Had it in the backyard. It was wonderful. Kelly Johnson takes a strike right at the belt. 0-1 the count.
Had Kristen's grilled cheese sandwiches. It was great fun. Played a lot of Kachinko.
Nothing like it. 0-1 the count. Kelly Johnson fights that one off. As we told you, Kelly reached out to Chipper Jones prior to yesterday's game. The two of them rode in together. Chipper talks about the different moving parts of a swing. Chipper uses the term hinges, meaning your hips, your knees, your hands,
Sure.
your head. Same with Kelly, maybe just a little bit too much movement as he saw with the hands, as that one has popped up back of short. We'll continue to explore that tonight, but for now these pitchers are exploring ways to get all these hitters out. Sports Arizona is brought to you by Fry's. Like us on Facebook during tonight's game. Receive a coupon for huge savings. Porsche of North Scottsdale. Visit us at scottsdale.porschedealer.com. Cole Mentor, when he's right, it's just two pitches. He has a third pitch. It's a curveball, but a fastball and a changeup. That's really his attack. Put us in the hitter's batter's box with the two.
Well, this is what you hate. You hate when both pitches are exactly the same, from the same release point with the same arm swing. Whoever worked on Josh Colementer's mechanics did a flawless job. He releases both pitches exactly alike. That's what makes it so tough on hitters.
Jason Hayward, he was doing his homework. We talked about all those Braves gathering around and watching the video in their locker room of Cole Mentor. The hitters, for certainly study purposes and for work purposes. The pitchers really for entertainment purposes. Intrigued with the delivery. Change up, big swing, 1-1.
That one kind of hung in the middle of the zone around the belt, but just the lack of speed. I mean, that is center cut, as you can see. That big arm swing, just such a big weapon for Cole Mentor.
25-year-old right-hander, Diamondbacks' 15th round pick in 2007. Fastball popped up.
That makes that fastball that much better.
Roberts with a nice play. Let's go inside of the homework that Chipper Jones and his mates did. Here's Chipper moments after watching the video of Cole Mentor.
You just concentrate on release point. Maybe look for I was just looking at film, trying to pick up, obviously the off-speed pitch, the changeup or the split, whatever it is, is a dominant pitch for him. It's a very good pitch. You look for tendencies in the count. You look for, okay, is he fanning his glove? Is he tipping anything? There's nothing there. So, you're just going to have to concentrate on that release point and know that at some point during the at-bat, if he's got to make a pitch, he's going to that pitch.
Well, that's exactly what you just talked about. He said, I looked for something, and there was nothing to differentiate between the two.
But also, even if he did see something, he's not going to tell you. But that's exactly the same. And it's back-to-back fastballs, and I would imagine Chipper may be looking for that changeup. You talked about, he called it a dominating pitch. Well, he's gotten 3 fastballs to get to 1 and 2. It's just a chess game that right now is in the advantage of the pitcher because Chipper's never seen him.
Had him out front of a fastball. Cole Mentor gets to the bag. Nice play. So we heard Chipper and his preparation. We saw the at-bat, and that time it was all fastballs, correct?
That's exactly right. Nothing but fastballs, and you can see Chipper kind of shaking his head a little bit. Josh Cole Mentor's had a lot of major league hitters shaking his head. Golly.
And now Brian McCann.
That's what I used to try to do when I would watch from when I played, and I know I sound like an old dinosaur, but we didn't have the same video equipment that there is now. When I was a young player, the scouting report was, Rhino, what's he throwing? Now he's sinking it with a slider and a curveball. That was your scouting report. We couldn't watch previous starts or whatever. So, but what I would do on the bench is I would watch what he would throw 2 and 2. Usually, on 2 and 2, you're going to throw the pitch you're most confident in because you don't want to go 3 and 2 if you can help it. That's strike 2. So I would watch whatever he would throw 2 and 2, and I would say, okay, that's the pitch he feels best about tonight. So I'm going to go up there and really, pardon me, think about that pitch. First curveball of the night right there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And I apologize for my voice. If a Brillo pad could talk, it would sound like me right now.
High fly ball right field.
But he jammed it.
After a curveball, the first one of the game. He got that fastball in just enough. he does have a curveball. It is a work in progress. We've seen one. Is to Brian McCann. Now it has good enough dip. The key is he showed it to McCann, and he missed low. He missed low out of the zone with it. You can see where it has the makings of a pitch that he'll be able to use, but I think Gracie at this point, why force it?
I think it's just a showcase pitch. He'll maybe throw one or two in a ball game just to show everybody over there, or maybe have Brian McCann come back to the bench and say, he threw me a curveball. And that's it. Meanwhile, his counterpart, Jair Jurgens, is pitch for pitch with Josh Coleman. I guess every time Coleman pitches, we can just expect a 1-0 ball game.
Well, the Diamondbacks already have 2 hits in this game.
Already?
2 hits. They only had one in the victory that Coleman pitched in the last time. You folks might have remembered Chad Billingsley. 1 hit allowed Dodgers staff. Billingsley started that game, and a loss, 1-0. On a botched pickoff throw, and then a sacrifice fly.
That's all it took.
Breaking ball is away. 2-1 the count. Don't forget, every time a Diamondback player hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That really wasn't even close to a strike, but Chad Fairchild thought it was. So instead of a 3-1 count, and that's just not a strike. So instead of a 3-1 count, it is now a 2-2 count.
And that was a fastball, just a batting practice fastball with a little sink on it. As that one sails away, 3-2 the count. So 1 long ball allowed this year from this young right-hander, just 1. Big swing at a changeup. Popped up, shortstop side, and Upton is erased.
So what are you doing Saturday, Darren?
All right, got to get to the yard.
Well, of course, because before the D-backs and Twins game, the first 15,000 fans will get a D-backs Gnome courtesy of Pepsi. Be sure to look inside your Gnome box, because it could have tickets for the All-Star game or the MLB Fan Fest. Get tickets by calling 602-462-4790 or log on to dbacks.com/gnome, and he will personally deliver that gnome for you.
Stephen Drew puts Dan Ugla to work, and a throw in the dirt. Freeman just saved Douglas Bacon.
Boy, nice play there by Freeman. That was a tough in-between hop. And sure enough, he made the play for him.
What was the number the Braves broadcaster shared with us? About
at
20?
Least 20. And that's a tough one to the backhand side. He made a nice play. Yeah, thank you very much, says Dan Ugla.
You bet.
I didn't get that down in Florida.
Wow. 20 was the number, and that means balls that would be throwing errors that Freeman has saved. 20. And that was going into yesterday's game. You can make it 21 now. So he may not be doing everything that he is yet to do offensively, but he's a good first baseman. Defense matters in Atlanta.
Absolutely. With the pitching staff they run out there day in and day out, they need the ball caught.
Right back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Chris Young.
Young disgusted with himself. He got a good pitch to hit, and all he could do was foul it back.
Chris was hitless in 5 at-bats last night as a .238 career hitter against the Braves, but with a bunch of homers. 7 homers in 101 at-bats. Jurgens wanted it. A little bit low. Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. 91 and 88, both of them great change-ups as well. Goodness, slider, hammer. A lot of bats being thrown tonight. A lot of helmets being slammed. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. That's enough out of you, sir. Move along. Scoreless ball game. Who is the only player to hit a home run for 3 different World Series teams? AT&T trivia question. The only player to hit a home run for 3 different World Series teams. So Cole Mentor goes back to work. Curveball. There's another one.
It is.
Drops it in there for a strike. It's got a big bend to it, but if you can keep it low in the zone, just fine. The 0-1. Another one back to back. High fly, center field. Young tracking, still going. That one hung up in the zone. And that one, Chris Young just saved Cole Mentor's bacon.
Yeah, I think Josh Cole Mentor probably should go back to that fastball changeup. That's by far his 3rd best pitch. Yes, he got an out, but fortunately that ball was hit to the deepest part of center field, and Chris Young was able to run it down about 410 feet away.
Well, the one thing Cole Mentor is, and we have watched it, scouting reports say it, his development guys all say it, he's a very fast learner. He went to a changeup that time, and Freeman pulls it into right field for a base hit. So Cole Mentor has gone to begin his major league career as a starting pitcher. 10 1/3 innings so far, scoreless baseball. Kind of look back at some of the recent Diamondbacks pitchers. Let's stop in 2007. Micah Owings began his career. He is now pitching in AAA for the Diamondbacks, back with the organization, but back in 07 with 11 scoreless innings as a starting pitcher to begin things. Won some big games down the stretch in 07 for Arizona as well. Brandon Webb to start his career went 7 innings, no runs first outing, and then 2 innings of work scoreless in his second outing. His first 9 innings pitched to starter with no runs. So just a couple of guys for comparison's sake as he tries to keep that 0 up there on the board. Snap throw, he's back standing up. By the way, the Diamondbacks need a starting pitcher Saturday night. And speaking of Micah Owings, here are some of the candidates. Barry Enright. It would be a trip back to the major leagues. Micah Owings, that's what he has done this year in AAA. And Wes Romer has pitched fabulous baseball at AA. So that would be a jump from Mobile, jumping over Reno. There's a lot of movement on the internet. A lot of rumors have Micah Owings as the starter Saturday night. The Diamondbacks have not made it official, but it appears to be that it is going to be Micah Owings. 1-0 the count.
Kevin Towers got some successful guys to choose from for Saturday.
Fastball poured it in there. He had Gonzalez frustrated as he peers out to the mound. Well, Alex is mad. He didn't attack that last fastball. He stared out at Cole Mentor. What do you mean throwing me a fastball right there? That was good. 1-1. They play him to pull a step on the infield. Johnson close to the bag at second. Buried the fastball right back in there. And Alex Gonzalez is officially frustrated. He's not launching bats and helmets like we've seen on the other side. But they're talking to themselves.
He's having a long conversation right now with himself. Buries a fastball in again, straight up the elevator shaft it goes. He has a good swing at it, but he just can't believe he got a pitch that he was looking for. And that's what hitting is. If you get the pitch you're looking for, you can't miss it. Those are the ones you got to do damage with, and Gonzalez did not, and it's a frustrating feeling.
Fastball right there. 57 pitches for Cole Mentor. 14 of the 57 have missed. 43 strikes.
Pitch count's way down. Only 57, as you said. And he's 1 out away from getting through the 5th.
Nate McLouth 0-1. Fastball. Roberts will see if there's room. Ryan Roberts got it! Banging into the wall. Roberts caught that baseball.
We saw it from Mark Reynolds all last year and the years before. Now Ryan Roberts' turn to start showing the people down the third base line, man, I mean business.
Infielder is going to take them out. A nice play by Ryan Roberts. A really nice play. It's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning. Cool play.
Oh, boy. Look out. Nice job of pulling the hands out of the way by the fellow in the blue shirt. Letting Ryan Roberts make the play. And Ryan, I think, got a chest full of railing right there. But he's okay. And Miguel Montero is going to lead off the bottom of the fifth inning. It is nothing but zeros on the board, except in the hit column where each team has 2.
Each team has stranded a pair as well. Miguel Montero does have one of the 4 hits combined with both of these teams. Montero with a single to the right side back in the second inning. This one, a high fly into left center, has Nate McLouth tracking. And McLouth, the Michigander, puts it away. Hey, folks, don't forget, if you're attending tomorrow's baseball game, stop by the lottery kiosk outside the team shop to score a free D-backs game ticket and enter to win a Luis Gonzalez meet and greet, purchasing only $10 of lottery tickets. Also a chance to win a Fox Sports Arizona VIP tour. Juan Miranda. Fastball paints and even extends the corner a little bit there. 0-1 to count.
And both guys just in complete command. All right. Here we go.
And hitters aggressive early because they've been around the plate.
Change up and a beauty. Miranda way out in front of that one.
For Jurgens, 11 of 15 batters have now seen 3 pitches or less. 11 of 16 have now seen 3 pitches or less. In other words, like Colementor, he's been very efficient. And even more so. Boy, look at his pitch count. And we were off a little bit on the in-house scoreboard. Colementor's pitch count is still very manageable, but it's 63. Hot shot, base hit, Juan Miranda.
And a really poor 0-2 pitch from a guy that is absolutely dealing here this evening. You can see he's disgusted with himself. He tried to hit a corner with the fastball and just went right down Broadway with it, and good for Juan Miranda. He got a mistake. You can see where McCann's trying to, he wants the ball in. The ball sails right out to the middle, and bang, that's what happens.
Our Nissan Foxmo there gives you a look at that. Goes right back to painting. That's a pitch you wanted to throw earlier. 0-1 the count. Boy, a big deep breath there from Parra. That was a great shot. Oh, 0-1 the count.
Gerardo Parra looking to pull something through that right side. Either something off speed or a fastball in. You've got the first baseman holding on, Juan Miranda, and then the second baseman, Dan Uggla, is playing at double play depth right now. So there's a lot of room to shoot that ball through this area.
Parra, a .400 career hitter against these Atlanta Braves in his time in the big leagues. Pitching out. 2-1 the count. Gerardo came in 16 of 38, a .421 clip against the Braves. Just something about those great pitchers from Atlanta. That's what's funny about that. If you're Gerardo Parra, you're facing some of the better pitchers in the National League. And a nice take on a tantalizing changeup, 3-1.
Now he should be able to get something he can handle here. He's got to be disciplined enough to lay off anything that's not in the zone he's looking for. If it's not the speed that you want in the spot that you want, just let it pass. And if it's a strike, so what? You still got another one left. Oh, he got the pitch. Now it's his turn to miss one that he was looking for. I like that, though. He took a good rip at it. He got a fastball out over, and he took a good rip at it. He swung it with bad intentions. He's looking for a fastball away. He got it.
Eric Young keeps an eye on Juan Miranda. The count is full. And you've got a ground ball pitcher. Do you start the runner? Yes, you do. Here he goes. It's a shot, base hit left field. Right to the left fielder, Prado. No moving up another 90 feet, but the runner on the move, and what a gorgeous piece of hitting.
Sure was. A great at-bat there from Parra. We saw him lay off a couple of tough ones. Got himself in good hitting count, and then didn't try to do too much. That wasn't one of those, I'm going to try to hit a home run swings. That's just, I'm going to punch it the other way and set up Josh Colemeter for a sacrifice. As you see, Miranda was running, but the ball was just hit right on the button, right at Martin Prado, the left fielder, so Miranda had to stop at second.
So now Chipper Jones, Freeman both way in on the corners. Outfield very shallow, looking for the bunt.
Oh,
Here
that
they
got
come.
him right in the leg.
Ouch.
Man. I hope it got him in the leg. Well, that's a huge mistake there by Jurgens. Looks like the back leg. The thigh area. Let's hope he's okay.
Ouch.
That made me grimace there for a split second.
Well, understandably so.
He ain't going to rub it. He's a tough kid from Homer, Michigan. Are you kidding me? He throws hatchets.
Well, that's the funny thing about it. He's playing a team with hatchets, better said tomahawks on their chest. Bases full for Roberts.
Roberts has been the best Diamondback hitter in these situations. He's got to look for something up in the zone that he can hit out to the outfield. Average speed at third base.
Went after the first pitch. Jones on a backhand comes home with it. McCann gets out of the way. Nice play, Chipper Jones.
Yeah, Ryan Roberts just way over aggressive right there in that situation. That was not a good pitch to hit.
Boy, Jurgens fed off the greed of Roberts there.
Absolutely. I mean, that pitch was down and away, a breaking ball. That's not a good pitch to hit. Chipper Jones made a nice play on the backhand and then a little lob over the top of Miranda for the force out.
Arizona, 8 of their last 25 with runners in scoring position, a 320 clip. Before that, they did nothing for a week as Johnson takes low.
Nice job of taking one out of the zone. Right now, all the pressure's on the pitcher. He's got to throw you strikes. So Roberts being very over-aggressive right there. He was just eating right out of Jurgen's hands.
On the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Very good numbers in this situation. First time he's approached it this year.
Johnson hurt his old team last night. Let's see if he can do it again tonight. Oh, he got a fastball, belt high down the middle, but he swung right through it.
1-1 the count. Watching that movement of the hands and the bat. That's what Chipper Jones teed us off on, watching Johnson with the bases full. Swings low on his sinking fastball. Kelly Johnson goes down. Jurgen just dodged a bullet. Arizona helped him. Shortest ball game. It is the top of the 6th inning. Our trivia question tonight. The only player to hit a home run for 3 different World Series teams. Matt Williams. You might have thought Eric Hinsky with what he has done. But I would imagine Gracie knew that one with the Giants, with the Tribe, and of course, with the Diamondbacks.
Well, I remember the one he hit with the Diamondbacks. It was in Game 2. And it was off Andy Pettit, and it's still going. It was a 3-run homer to break up a tie in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Great question. Pitcher Jair Jurgens to lead it off. This has turned into a really fabulous pitcher's duel. Pitch count for Cole Mentor, 63. In-house, they're off by about 5 pitchers or so. We'll keep an eye on it for you. 0-1 the count. Jurgens right away, strike 1. Fastball is high, 1-1 the count.
Now you got to wonder if that hip area or front of the leg area, the thigh area where he got hit by the pitch, if that hadn't tightened up a little bit.
Right back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on the pitcher. He was drafted on June the 7th, 2007. He was in uniform 11 days later, a 15th round pick. There wasn't any sort of a long negotiation process. He Was a starting pitcher at Central Michigan. Was a starting pitcher in Yakima when he signed. That one has popped up and it rattles around, bounces down below. Maybe a motivating factor that what occurred with this right-hander is that he pitched very well in Visalia a couple of years ago and then started 2010 in Visalia again.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it wasn't a fluke going back there again.
And instead of hanging his head, getting his dauber down, becoming a problem within the organization, he continued to be a solution, not a problem. And then finally, when they needed some sort of a solution in the major leagues, he was the one still left with his hand in the air, proving that he was ready to help out. I'll help. And if you need me in the bullpen, I'm glad to help. That is over the outside corner. That is strike 3.
And that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Josh Colementor when it comes to his counterpart, Jurgens.
Don't forget this week, Fox Saturday Baseball is back in prime time as interleague play gets into full swing. The A's take on the Giants. Battle of the Bay Area. Gracie will be on that game. Or the Cubs head to Fenway Park to square off against the Red Sox. This week's telecast of Fox Saturday Baseball in prime time on the East Coast begins at 4 o'clock Pacific. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area. Martin Prado sees him for the 3rd time now. He has popped up to the catcher. He is lined to left field. Colementor fires a strike, 1-1. 92 minor league starts for Colementor, 41 wins, and a 3.50 ERA. Curveball, and a good one.
He's thrown twice as many curveballs tonight as he did his last start, Darren. That was his 4th. He threw 2 against the Dodgers. He's got a couple outs with him. Just picture a clock, and it goes from the 12 down to the 6. He's awfully impressive, isn't he? I like that. Nice going, Mitch, down in the truck. Getting that 12 to 6.
Great director.
That's big league directing right there.
Jason Lewis, our senior producer in title only. They both do a great job together.
Boy, you're tough on J. Lou.
In the kitchen. 0-2 the count, Hayward. As we talked about, and some of his teammates are even noticing how much he's being pitched in. Young man finished second to Buster Posey in the Rookie of the Year race last year. Not a bad idea. Tried to get him to chase high. Works quickly, the 1-2. High fly ball left field. Long run. Parra still racing to the line. Past it. He's got it.
6 more shutout for Mr. Colementor. Probably should get him some runs.
0-0 game. Our Mercedes game summary is an ode to the pitchers. There have been helmet slams and bat tosses at an epic rate. And it's on both sides. This has been more pop-ups all around. I mean, pop-ups to the catcher, pop-ups to the first baseman, pop-ups to the third baseman, pop-ups to the left fielder. And the defenders have been there all night for Colementor. They've jumped ahead early, as you can see. They've stayed ahead, and they both, at the bottom that's striking, have been very, very efficient. So away we go. Bottom of the 6th. Oh, that Chipper Jones crawling in a little bit as he squares the bunt.
Also, when you see Justin Upton doing that, he's telling you right there that I'm not real comfortable off Jurgens.
Jurgens paints the outside with a strike there. 1-1 to count. 5-0 Jair Jurgens. Coming in with an ERA below 2. Slider, 1-2 the count. Upton.
Justin really pulled off that one, trying to hit a long ball. Got to remind himself, oh, you'll take a base hit. Nothing wrong with a base hit leading off an inning.
The right-hander, the Curacao native, deals that one outside. Justin Upton, his run to the All-Star game, being helped out by young pop phenom Justin Bieber. Todd Walsh is helping us out as well. The 2-2. Big swing, my goodness. Down goes Upton. 2-2 the count.
Yeah.
The 2-2. High fly ball center field. Got it off the end of the bat. Had a slider out at the end of that bat, so Upton is 0 for 3. Jurgens with 5 1/3 scoreless has his season ERA at below 1.5 now. Colementor, of course, still just getting his feet wet in the big leagues, but Josh, with his 6 scoreless innings right now in his time in the big league, sports a 0.69 ERA. Here's Stephen Drew over the outside with a strike. Four hits for the Diamondbacks, 2 for the Braves. Arizona is now stranded 5. Jurgens pitched last time against the Philadelphia Phillies. He beat them. 7 1/3, 2 earned runs. It was a 5-3 win. As that one sails up and out of the zone, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to count. High drive into left center field. Tracking as McLeod still going. He is there. It has been a fine defensive night for both of these teams. And you know what? Derek Lowe, who has stayed out, the veteran, on the top step the entire night, said, you know what I like about Jurgens and his development is that not only is he hitting bats, he hit that one pretty squarely, but he's working quickly.
Absolutely.
And both of these pitchers, Gracie, and it's almost as if Lowe was prophetic, both of these pitchers have not taken long walks around the mound, and they've gotten great plays defensively behind him.
Well, Derek Lowe is a guy that works very fast as well, pitches to contact. He's not a strikeout guy. He's a ground ball guy. And your defense loves it when you work fast and throw strikes.
High fly ball, deep left field. There's run number 1. No defending that one.
That's the first mistake of the ball game by either pitcher, and Chris Young pounced all over it. Wanted it away, went middle in. Chris Young feasts on fastball middle in. Lines it out of here about 10 rows deep, and Jurgens knows it. Now he's got to hope that the boys in navy blue find a way to solve Josh Colemeter, or he may be on the hook for his first loss of the season.
And then he will know how Chad Billingsley felt. Miguel Montero, hot shot. Into center field it goes. A changeup. He was ready for it. Miguel has a pair of hits. He is one of the few that has had a solid ball game against Jurgens. By the way, for Young, 23 extra base hits, leads the National League. Again, coming in, that batting average below 220. More extra base hits than anyone in the National League.
When he hits it, he touches a lot of bags. Juan Miranda's had a couple of good at-bats off of Jurgens. Miguel Montero on first base with 2 out. That was a hanging change-up to Montero, so I would imagine only 72 pitches in, Jurgens is plenty fresh. But he's made a couple of mistakes to back-to-back hitters, and now he's looking at a 1-run deficit.
Miranda of Cuban descent, Jurgens from Curacao. And Sam Demmel will start to get loose. Curacao, a small island, just about 140,000 people, not far from Venezuela, a little bit north of Venezuela. Sean Burroughs is up, moving around. He may get a chance to hit. Pitch is high. 1-1 the count. Colemeter has thrown 76 pitches. In his last outing, he threw 71. One and one the count. Well, it's going to be interesting to see the decision that Kirk Gibson may make should this inning extend. There's 2 outs, obviously. They stack up a couple of hits. It'll be really interesting. High drive. Deep right field. McLeod going back. Out of here. Did it get over? Rattling around. Come on down. All the way to third goes Miranda. It did not get out. Just inside that yellow line. I think Kirk Gibson wants to talk about it.
Joe West at first base was on the call along with Angel Hernandez at second base. Both men said no. Now, Gibson's going over to Joe West right now.
Oh, my goodness.
He got that call right. I think it hit just inside. And I believe Joe West is going to go take a look-see with his, or first of all, they're going to get together. He got that call right.
He certainly did.
He got that call right. It is not a home run. It is a 2-run triple. However, I'm sorry, a 1-run triple for the second run of the inning. And they're going to go take a look. But I think they're going to see that it hits just under the horizontal line and just
inside
the vertical line. That's the right call by the umpires.
Folks, settle in. These are the rules. Fair or foul has left the playing field. Fan interference. The crew chief, in this case West, makes the decision. And, of course, managers can't demand it. Kirk Gibson requested it. The crew chief will return and signal the final call after watching it. And the crew chief is final. There's no arguing at that point. Once they go look at the video, you better not argue anymore. Basically, simply put, that sums it up in a nutshell. There'll be a pop quiz tomorrow.
They're going to say just exactly what Joe and Angel saw, and that is that it's a triple. But all this with 2 outs, folks. A home run from Young, a single by Montero, and then inches away from a home run by Miranda. Now, I would imagine Gerardo Parra going to get walked intentionally. He is.
So what do you do now? Does this end the night? Does this really end the night for Josh Colmenter?
I think that was just a decoy out there with Sean Burroughs. I would imagine Colmenter going to go out and hit for himself. Well, Burroughs is, it's on. Sam Demmel is going to replace Josh Colmenter after 6 innings again, because it looks like Sean Burroughs is going to continue to swing the bat. Yeah, the handshakes all around. Josh Colmenter has been removed from this ballgame. Well, that has to be a gut-wrenching decision for Kirk Gibson. Roger McDowell going to go out and talk with Jurgens.
So Sean Burroughs and his long journey back to the major leagues. This is Sean's first at bat in the major leagues, first plate appearance since May 4th, 2006. The one-time first-round pick of the Padres in 1998. Woodrow Wilson High School in Long Beach, California. There are the numbers on Josh Colmenter. Burroughs has been very open and honest about his journey away from the game, one that he said took him a long ways away from the baseball field, from the game itself, one that put him in places he didn't want to be in. As he says it, straightening up, flying right, getting a second chance with the man who initially drafted him, Kevin Towers, and did big things down in AAA. Goes after the first pitch, puts it on the ground. Long run, long throw. Got it.
What a great play by Dan Ugla.
What an outing tonight by Colmenter. What an outing. Really honored to cover it so far. That is the Major League debut over the last month or so of Josh Colmenter. Now it has included 2 starts of scoreless baseball, each of them 6 innings, and that's the key. Each of them 6 innings, the decision a tough one to make. He is removed from this ball game, but he worked quickly, had his defense behind him. Gracie, you said it was a tough decision. We quickly bring in Joe Borowski, who we'll hear from in just a minute. Joe, are you surprised by this decision? And do you agree with what Gracie said, that it must have been gut-wrenching for Kirk Gibson?
Absolutely tough decision right there. That your horse has gone out there, and those Brave hitters have done nothing against him. You would think 2 runs might be enough, but I guess you're trying to blow the game open right there.
As a reliever, one last one for you. Do you really take pride in closing this thing down as a group? I mean, how much is there buzz in the bullpen about this responsibility?
Well, you're always looking to pick up your starters whenever they come out of a game like this, and he's throwing a great game. He deserves to get this win, so when you're going to go out there, you're putting a little extra in there, making sure you're getting the job done.
We'll talk to you in a bit. Thank you, Joe. Joe's perspective, we'll hear from him between innings, and then in the postgame show with Todd Walsh. Chipper Jones leads it off. Sam Demmel is on. First pitch swinging on a sinking fastball. Chipper is erased, and Jones is 0 for 3.
Well, right now, Sam Demmel, 1 pitch, 1 out. He's been terrific this year, just has everybody, especially in the month of May for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, boy, you come in and you retire Chipper Jones on 1 pitch. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next guy.
Done a great job with inherited runners. Here is Brian McCann. Fastball called outside. 1-0 the count. I'll tell you what, Sam has been a big time, I mean big time ground ball pitcher this year. Inside, 2-0 the count. Demmel, without throwing all the numbers at you, is about 2.5 times league average ground ball percentage. I mean, he has just been down. Good sinker, good slider. And you love that out of your bullpen.
Hey, you don't love those long fly balls. He needs to find a pitch for a strike here, 2-0. He reached back and he found it, 2-1. Good pitch.
He's gotten a couple of big double plays through his time. There was a time when he had some rough luck. He was getting those ground balls, and they were finding the outfield. They play McCann to pull. Roberts a long ways away from that line. Hot shot on the ground. Kelly's there.
Brian McCann better quit hitting it to him. There's no hits for Brian McCann there. Kelly Johnson's made at least 4 or 5 plays on McCann in these 2 games.
Ball was scalded, but again, Kelly, enough range to get there.
Nice play by Johnson. 2 very dangerous hitters. 2 up, 2 down. Now, here we go again. Dan Uggla, perennial all-star the last few years.
And almost got one his last at bat. Breaking ball misses in. He picked on a curveball and gave it a big-time ride to center field. But the ballpark held it. Uggla, 0 for 2, was 1 for 4 last night. A scalded baseball out to third, on across. 1, 2, 3. So far, so good. Mr. Gibson's decision.
Ready for Quest Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show. Joe, to hit a Major League Baseball, you have to see it. Why did the Atlanta Braves had such a problem tracking Josh Collmenter?
Just goes to prove you don't have to throw hard to get big league hitters out. Josh Collmenter had the Braves hitters frustrated all night. I'll tell you why he makes it so difficult for opposing hitters to square him up.
Another Joe Borowski vertical tease to the post-game show. Darren and Mark will send it back to you. You were unbelievable.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys. It's always good. Looking forward to the post-game show. Ryan Roberts digs in. Jair Jurgen still out on the bump working. And the breaking ball is a strike. 0-1 the count to Roberts. So Roberts tonight reached on a fielder's choice, is grounded out and flied out. And he shoots that one into right center field. Picked on a breaking ball. Gobbled up out there. Let's hear, as Kelly Johnson walks to the plate, on the thoughts about the car ride that he took with Chipper Jones and what Chipper sees in Johnson's struggles.
Kelly is a guy who I've always thought might think himself into a slump a little bit, and got a chance to talk to him yesterday, and I consider it a compliment that he would come over and see what I think. And after watching last night, I don't see anything wrong. He swung the bat really well last night. You know, I think he's probably working. He and I always talk about hinges. You know, your knees are a hinge, your hips are a hinge, your shoulders and your elbows and your wrists are hinges. And the least amount of hinges you can have throughout your swing, the less moving parts you have. And I think he's got one or two extra hinges going that he didn't have last year when he was going really well.
Makes sense? A lot of movement.
It's a complicated way of saying he needs to quiet down a little bit. See the bat movement? Let's see if we can show that again after this pitch. Okay, maybe right now. See the bat movement back and forth with his wrist. The wrists are a hinge, according to Chipper. See the wrists? Watch the wrist going back and forth right there. That might be enough of what he's talking about. Just quiet it down a little bit.
A little topper. The runner was on the move, so he will move up. Johnson will continue to work on it. One more time.
Maybe that's what he's talking about. The wrist movement, the hand movement. That bat hitting the trap area. And I would imagine Chipper saying, well, maybe if you could quiet that down a little bit, just maybe keep that a little more still. That's a good guy to ask, though.
Basically looked him up and said, you need a ride today? I'll be glad to pick you up.
Please.
Bouncing ball out towards short. The play is at first. Runner moves up to third. Oh, a couple of ground outs to follow up. Upton is 0 for 4 in this ball game. And Jurgen's, boy, a reaction of disgust as he noticed Freddie Gonzalez.
Wow, he is none too pleased. And Stephen Drew's going to get the left-hander. I would imagine it'll be Eric O'Flaherty. Jair Jurgens, yeah, he won't even look his manager in the eye. He is none too pleased. Can't say I blame him. He was terrific tonight.
Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. The new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. Riding the light rail with our senior producer, Jason Lewis, as George Sherrill, the veteran, is called upon. Jair Jurgens was beside himself to come out of this ball game.
I thought it would be Eric O'Flaherty coming in, but instead it's the other left-hander, George Sherrill, the veteran. And he jumps ahead of Stephen Drew with a breaking ball 0-1.
Began his career with the Mariners, did Sherrill. Tennessee born and raised. He fires that one outside. He's played for quite a few organizations, the Mariners, the Orioles, the Dodgers, and now the Braves. Signed with the Braves as a free agent this past December. Breaking ball. Boy, good take there by Steven. Jurgens in the dugout looking on. Despondent at this point.
Good fastball. That one froze Stephen Drew.
Sherrill went to Austin Peay State University in Tennessee, and then was an independent league player before he began as a professional. And you're being paid in the independent leagues.
Sure.
As an affiliated professional with the big league club. Pitched in Sioux Falls and in Winnipeg.
A couple of chilly places.
The Winnipeg Gold Eyes. Well, the move worked out. Freddie Gonzalez. Jair Jurgens not so sure about it right now, but it's a 2-0 score.
Tomorrow's D-backs Twins Friday night game. Come early for happy hour in the Miller Lite Diamond Club and stay for a late post game fireworks show, courtesy of Gila River Casinos.
Freddie Freeman faces Joe Patterson, the Oregon native. Comes on. He has yet to give up a run this year. Patterson has been fabulous.
First pitch breaking ball, bang. Right out into right field it goes. Freddie Freeman has all 3 Brave hits tonight. All 3. Freddie, all 3.
Here's Alex Gonzalez. He takes away. And yes, I was listening to Gracie, folks. I didn't want you to think I was ignoring him.
Well, you
not too concerned what he thinks about it, but I wanted to let you folks know that. Do a little research.
Oh, nice pitch.
I'm just trying to figure out if it's a career high for Freeman while you were talking about that, and turns out it is. It matches his career high.
Nobody else on this Braves lineup has a hit.
Hot shot, back-to-back hits by Gonzalez. And the reaction by a guy like Gonzalez is if to say anybody but Josh Colmentor.
Josh Colmentor's now exit. And I would imagine now Nate McLouth's going to stay in the ball game, as will Joe Patterson. Nate McLouth going to try to lay down a bunt.
They are setting up for the bunt. When they move those runners into scoring position, if they're able to do so, they have not been good lately. Their last 2 weeks, Atlanta hitting 168 with runners in scoring position. Overall this year, they've been good, right around 290.
Well, it's bunting time right now. Let's see if the Diamondbacks just play it straight or try to put on a wheel play. I'm playing it straight if I'm the Diamondbacks.
Home Depot doing more on defense. Remembers Ryan Roberts in the 5th inning. One of many fine plays made behind Josh Colmentor. I will say this, watching the Braves in the last inning and in this inning, they have really hammered the baseball. Now, they were all in the ground in the last inning and all outs.
Yeah, they didn't hit one ball hard off of Josh Colmentor. Even the 2 hits that Freddie Freeman got were both off the end of the bat for base hits.
They seem excited that he's out.
I think you're right. Why wouldn't they be?
Brooks Conrad waits on deck. Outside from Patterson. There's Brooks, the ASU alum.
Well, the Braves did this last night. They broke the hearts of Esmeling Vasquez and the Diamondbacks late in the ball game. Now they're trying to do the same to Joe Patterson and the Diamondbacks.
He's
swinging away. Interesting.
So this is the 12th plate appearance that Patterson has had to deal with the runner in scoring position. And opposing teams have been walked 3 times, and otherwise they're 1 of 9. So a 111 batting average against Patterson with runners in scoring position. So now that it's 1-1, what do you think here?
I think he's bunting.
Okay. He is bunting. Miranda Fields turns and in time for the out.
Beautiful bunt. Perfect. Brooks Conrad now going to come on. Take a crack at Joe Patterson from the right side. He's a switch hitter. Great bunt there from Nate McLouth. He gets a dugout full of high fives.
Conrad with an RBI last night. And the switch hitter turns around and takes outside. He's just 3 of 20 this season.
Good pitch there on the outside corner, strike 1.
Looked like he changed up on him, an off-speed pitch there. 1-1 the count. Conrad in his career Hits 235 from this side, 222 from the other side, and a little bigger power numbers from the other side as well. That's why Kirk Gibson opted to hold it here with this pitcher.
Yeah, tried to zip the fastball inside corner, didn't get the call from home plate umpire Chad Fairchild. That time he missed inside again. One wide went away from loading the bases for the top of the order, and Martin Prado, who happened to be the player of the week last week.
Prado has been rolling the last few weeks if you put it all together, and he swings and misses 3-2 off speed.
Went with the slider there and got the swing and miss. Big rip from Conrad.
Prado riding a 10-game hitting streak. It's hanging in the balance. High pop. If there's a man there, this won't do it. Johnson and Miranda get together. Miranda is there, and he makes the play. And everybody stays put. A huge second out.
Well, what a big comeback there from Joe Patterson. Kirk Gibson on his way out to the mound. He went with the fastball pretty much right down the middle and got him to pop it up. And Conrad, a frustrated young man in his dugout. Gibson's coming out to get the baseball from Joe Patterson. And it looks like Esmeling Vasquez going to come on. Remember, David Hernandez threw 2 innings last night. He's probably not available, so it's Vasquez.
Readying himself to face Esmeling Vasquez. Vasquez pitched an inning last night. Gave up a couple of runs, was touched up. There was a key walk as well. He tries to piece it back together because prior to that, he hadn't given up all month long a single run. And it's been a good year overall. He inherits 2 huge runners. They are the tying runs. And 5 of the 6 he has inherited have been stranded this year.
He faces one red-hot Martin Prado.
10-game hitting streak hanging in the balance.
0 for 3 tonight, but that was off Josh Colmenter. This is a little bit different. Gas to the inside corner, strike one. Prado thought it was too far in.
Well, that's how you start him, whether it was in or not. And this season, you see at the bottom of that graphic, timely hits have been plenty for Martin Prado. Bouncing ball out to Roberts. He fields, he fires, he's got it.
Great job by Vasquez. Great job by Patterson. Shutout still intact. baseball game in the bottom of the 8th inning. And you can take the D-backs wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every D-backs game on demand on your computer. Visit dbacks.com for details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Very exciting stuff. Chris Young leads it off.
Well, you don't seem too excited.
I love it. I have the app. Use it all the time.
Big
Used it today for some day games. That's Chris Young. Faces Scott Linebrink. It goes right back to the backstop. Earlier, big difference in this game. The first mistake of the game for Jair Jurgens. And for Young, his 23rd extra base hit to lead the National League. Linebrink's been at it for a long time. As the 0-1 sails up and in. One-time signee of Kevin Towers this year. It's been a tough go overall in 19 appearances. Kevin Towers gave him a shot, claiming him off waivers in 2003, calling it the best $20,000 I have spent in a long time. Young out front of a changeup.
He did a lot of good things in a San Diego uniform, did Scott Linebrink.
And he rolled up a 2.14, a 1.83, and a 3.57 ERA in 3 years in a row for Kevin Towers' San Diego Padres. Breaking ball. Chris Young is done. He goes down on strikes. Hey, the Minnesota Twins are coming to town. And that is certainly going to be interesting. The Twins have gotten themselves on a bit of a roll.
The suddenly hot Minnesota Twins.
They hammered Oakland today. It's dancing against Kennedy. I'm excited to see Ian pitch every time out now. It looks like it's going to be Micah Owings on Saturday. The team hasn't made it official. Scott Baker on the other side. Liriano has thrown a no-hitter this year amongst all of his struggles. And then Daniel Hudson, who's always fun to watch.
Promising series. Looking forward to doing those games.
Miguel Montero digs in. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Well, I know you'll be there Sunday, so we're excited for that.
Another 3G weekend?
No.
No?
No. No, the Candyman can.
Oh, really?
And then the Hall of Famer
coming in.
Well, Gonzo's just not winning enough.
Boy, tell me about it.
I think he has one win, maybe 8-9 losses. Back to the screen it goes. So they're going to have the old knuckleballer get loose in the pen, see if he can come in and get some people out. Win a game.
He got a lot of people out, no question about that. Yeah, maybe win a ball game. Something. What, Gonzo's like 1-9, 1-8. Terrible.
You got to win in San Diego. A win. I know you've been on him a little bit, your old teammate.
I had to challenge him a little bit. Gonzo needs a challenge once in a while.
Right back through the box. Douglas sets. He fires, and in time for the out. Down there in the bullpen, J.J. Putz. Big old Michigan meat hook is warming out there. He made that barehanded play last night with that big paw, and that paw is just fine. Fun having a closer around these parts. And a left-hander.
How about that? Something we hadn't had in a couple of years.
Oh, boy.
Someone closing ball games and a left-hander.
Juan Miranda.
Doing himself nicely against the Braves these two games, isn't he?
He really is. We're going to show you his triple earlier that stayed in the ballpark barely. He started yesterday's game hitting 209. 209. He was 2 for 4 last night. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's raised his average about 40 points.
And good for him.
Yeah,
he just
even
added
higher.
On. Yeah, he just added on. That's his 3rd hit tonight. That was pretty. Or as they say down in Atlanta, folks, that was purty.
6 for his last 12 with a double and a triple.
Let's see that purdy swing again, man. Just takes it and rifles it right into left center field. Boy, that is a thing of beauty right there. Juan Miranda, very impressive evening.
Looking forward to seeing him out there tomorrow night.
Really?
Well, let's see. Densing is a left-hander, so maybe it's Nady.
It might be ex-Nady as that one's popped up into left field. Take us away, Darren Sutton.
Well, 3 big outs to get. And when you need 3 big outs, you call the Michigan meat hook. Cole Mentor, the APS Energy All-Star. Cole Mentor tonight, fabulous. As a matter of fact, when you take a look at the big picture, his 12 scoreless innings as a starter is a franchise record for a rookie. His 12 scoreless innings as a starter, a franchise record. And the only other Arizona rookie to start his career 2-0 back in 2000, Geraldo Guzman. So he really is entering some special territory. Mind you, he already has earned a win, Cole Mentor, as a relief pitcher, so he looks to improve to 3-0. All right, J.J. Putz successfully locking down 9 straight saves, the second longest streak by a Diamondback reliever to start a season. B.K. Kim did it 10 in a row back in 2002. Greg Aquino had 10 in a row in 2004 to start a season, his season. And that one is fouled back.
And he's got 3 tough hombres that he's going to have to go through in Hayward, Chipper Jones, and Brian McCann. Best of luck, J.J. Putz.
And you know J.J., he won't blink. They have been burying pitches in on Hayward. That is high. He's got a fastball, he's got a slider, and a split-fingered fastball that he's been on and off feeling for all season long. Into the dirt it goes. Now, was that the split or the slider?
That was the slider.
Okay. 2-1 the count.
Big pitch right here, 2-1.
Bouncing ball, Putz tries to knock it down with his glove. Bare hand, got it.
Great play on both ends. J.J. Putz and Juan Miranda. He threw a fastball to Miranda from about 35, 40 feet. Miranda somehow makes the play. A smash up the middle. Not the bare hand, but the glove this time from J.J. Putz. Now the race is on. Get it, big fella. And then a fastball. Somehow Miranda was able to make the play. Joe West said it was in there in time. 1 big out.
That big fella lumbering around out there. Remember, a bad back cost him some time in spring. But he made the play. That back held up. A couple of guys use a lot of duct tape to go to the post every day are battling now. Chipper Jones and J.J. Putz. 1-0 the count. Fastball is outside to Jones. There you have the matchup. He got him once, and it was a homer. Two and 0 the count to Jones. 2-0 the score. Chipper hits a high fly ball to left field. Easing back for the second out is Park.
Now this crowd, 23,000 and some change strong, starting to get on their feet and make a little noise. They appreciate this pitching staff that the Diamondbacks have put out there in this series against these Atlanta Braves.
Fastball outside, 1-0 to Brian McCann. McCann tonight an 0-for. Josh Colmenter, the pitcher of record, looking to improve to 3-0 in his major league debut, which has been at this point almost tough to explain. McCann hits a high fly ball into left center field. Parra racing, still going. It's off the wall. Chris Young on a backup. Fires it back in. The game's not over yet. Brian McCann with his 6th two-bagger of the season.
He hit that ball a long ways to left center. Got a fastball to his liking. He decided not to hit it to Kelly Johnson this time. Bang! Man, he is one strong young man. Drove that ball about 400 feet the other way off the middle of the wall. And now Dan Uggla, who has big power, and he has 7 home runs this year, stands between J.J. Putz and his perfect saves so far this season.
Uggla 0 for 3. That's his number tonight. That's his career number as well against Putz. Hitless in both occasions in 3 tries. Breaking ball driven to right field. Justin is there. Upton. It knuckles and he dropped it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And it's a 2-1 game.
The baseball.
Upton went over on a sinking line drive, ended up playing it in a backhand and dropped it.
Wow. That was unexpected. He just flat out misses it. Flat out misses it.
And it ended up hitting him pretty firm right in the knee. That is an error on the right fielder.
Well, he's actually very fortunate that it did hit him
point.
pretty solid and stay right there, or else I would imagine Dan Uggla, if that gets by him, is standing on third base.
So a dropped ball in right field. Justin Upton. We came on the air talking about sure-handed outfield play. Upton has been a part of that this year. We mentioned Parra to start. But this trio has been very dependable, but a tough time to come up with an E9.
Now Freddie Freeman is going to be in the box. All he is 3 for 3 tonight. As you see Justin, he just flat out misses it. And he's the go-ahead run is Freddie Freeman. J.J. Putz having to get that 4th out, and that's always difficult to do late in the game. Strike 1 at the knees.
Wow, right there. Perfect pitcher's pitch, 0-1. A career night for Freeman. He matches his career high with his 3 hits.
Beat him with a fastball in, 0-2.
Johnson on the outfield grass playing Freeman to pull by about 3 steps. Outfield just about straight up. Roberts way off the line.
Is it time for the split finger? He has not thrown one yet tonight, folks. When it's right, it's one of the best in baseball.
They're going high with the fastball on 0-2. It's up and away, 1-2 the count. Freeman had 2 hits last night, has 3 more tonight. He was a woeful 4 of 25 on the Braves' recent homestand. He's loving the road. He's about to bite those purple nails off. The 1-2. Chases up and out of there, and he is done. J.J. Putz gets the 4th out. The Diamondbacks lock it down, and Arizona sweeps the Atlanta Braves in a mini 2-game series. And bigger picture, as Putz ties a team record with his 10th consecutive save, this club is now, dare I say, on a small roll, as Kirk Gibson asked for. They've won 3 in a row. They have now won 5 of their last 6. And 5 of 6 is just what the doctor ordered after struggling mighty on the road trip. Putz with the save. Cole Mentor, the improbable story. It continues. He is a perfect 3-0 with an ERA about a half a run. 2-1 is the final score.